Grand Rising Elizabeths. I'm so glad to be here today because we're going to talk about something of importance. This morning, we're diving into a topic that affects every home, every family, and everybody: the hidden truth behind sugar. This message today is simple but powerful. Be careful what you trust. And to help us break down this sugar culprit, I am honored to introduce someone who embodies natural healing from the inside out. Deitra Covington is an experienced herbalist, a passionate health and wellness advocate, and a woman who has dedicated her life to helping others reclaim their health through knowledge, nature, and everyday lifestyle choices. Her approach bridges ancient herbal wisdom with modern day wellness, making complex topics easy to understand and even easier to apply to our daily lives. So, whether she's teaching about natural remedies, holistic living, or how to nourish the body with intention, Deitra has a gift for revealing the truth behind what we put in our bodies. And today, she's going to help us uncover what sugar is really doing beneath the surface. So please help me welcome my co-host, my sister in wellness, the incredible Deitra Covington.
Well, thank you, Stacy. I mean, as you were reading that, I'm like, I want to meet that person.
That's you, baby.
Right. Well, Grand Rising, everybody. I'm going to bring my screen up here. Yeah, let me share it with you all. Let me see here now. This is always a go to slideshow. All right, there we go. Yay. Okay, let me introduce this topic. First of all, I want to say that conviction is upon me. This is not something I'm talking about because I'm going past it. I'm making the decision every day to say bye bye sugar. Um, but it was important for me to learn about the different names of sugar, and so we're going to talk about that today. And then what came up after doing this research, I mean, it was what came to me is just say no. You remember that used to be famous back in the day, just
Yeah,
say no to drugs, right?
yeah.
And we do know that sugar is a drug. So, um it's just interesting that just say no, and that's important. And but when I what also I thought about is what can I eat, because when I looked at it, I mean everything has a tag to sugar some kind of way. We got to be careful. It's just being very careful about that. But we're gonna talk about the sugar names. To identify all forms of sugar in packaged foods, consumers must check the ingredients list for many different names. And so we're going to talk about those names today. Let's see here. Okay, starting off, the common sugar names are dextrose, fructose, galactose, glucose, lactose, maltose, and sucrose. And some of these names you probably seen before, but when you see them, just give a second, give a little pause, and know that it has something to do with sugar. If you ever see it in any ingredients for foods, especially packaged foods, of course you won't see it on a banana or an orange or something that you get fresh fruit from, but packaged or things in a jar, you can see those names, like for juices and things like that. So that's very important to keep in mind. Let's see. Okay, now solid or granulated sugars. These are some other names you'll see. Um, but it's interesting as I looked at these. Some of these it was kind of step down. I didn't, when I first started with my health journey, I didn't do sugar directly, like putting sugar on stuff or anything from the Domino. Is it Domino? Domino sugar? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't do that anymore. So I said, well, let me look at some other sugars. Maybe I can try. Now I know it's no to all this stuff, but I went to you see the beet sugar, brown sugar, which is really just sugar that's colored, cane juice crystals, cane sugar, and that's in a lot of things. And they really want to push that on us because we think it's healthier because it's cane sugar. But once again, they're pulling sugar out of that cane, um, and it's still sugar. The body is like, it doesn't see the difference. Confectioner's sugar, so that's the powder sugar we use sometimes when we bake. Then date sugar, raw sugar, and turbinado sugar. And once again, those last two. I was thinking, oh, I can do sugar and do these, this stuff is raw and good for me. Mm, no, that's a no too. Okay, just jot these down. If you have questions in the end, I'll take them. Okay, what we have here? Ooh, now liquid sugars or syrups. Um, a no again. Agave nectar, and that's a name that at one point I was like, oh, agave, that's good. Yeah, not really. And then we have brown rice syrup, corn syrup, which they put in a lot of stuff. High fructose corn syrup, that's a no right away. Now honey, now that's one that's I just stopped using this week. But honey was always that go-to. If I want something sweet, put a little honey on it. That ain't gonna be bad. The bees not trying to do nothing. But the body is saying something else. When we ingest it. Maple syrup, that's another one that I used to go to. Molasses and rice syrup. And then we got to realize that some of these things, you might look at them like, oh, that's good for me. But the body is doing something different. So it's important that we actually really think about take ingesting any of this stuff. But once again, if you have any questions, I'll take them in the end. Okay, now we have caramel, which sounds so delicious. Dextrin, and that's in everything too. You see that on packages, ingredients. Evaporated cane juice. Oh, I'm sorry, these are other names and concentrates. Fruit juice concentrate, and they like to put that on things. And I will say that many times I thought about fruit juice. Oh, that's good for me. It ain't gonna be bad, but I gotta take a pause on that one. Maltodextrin. That's them refining dextrin down even more. It's interesting thinking about how these companies put sugar in so many things, but they refine the processes. So they make it sound, you don't know what it is. Maltodextrin. You Sometimes that's in our ingredient list and we like, oh, what is that? We don't really know what it is, but we'll say it's okay. Sometimes. Coconut sugar, that was another one I went to at one point. And malt syrup and sorghum syrup. And these, once again, those are names that are not common, but they provide something sweet in whatever we're eating. And we might not even taste the sweetness, really. It just gives it a different taste. Companies know how to do this. Just keep an eye out for these names too as well. Okay. Okay. How do you spot added sugars? Um, one thing to do is I put the nutritional fact list up here. It's for something. It's not anything in particular. But I want you to know that you'll see an added sugars line on a label. And that's what you need to look for when you want to spot the sugars in a package or whatnot. Um, okay, let me go back. Um, and I don't know if you can see it, but it is a sugars line there. It has 1 grams, which not bad. Now it's interesting looking at this. I used to when I look at labels, if it has less than 9 grams, it would be good for me to eat. I mean, as I would say in my mind, right? Because I would want whatever I was buying, I wanted it. And if it didn't have that much sugar, I was like, it's okay. But I had to stop all of that. Okay, and you look for multiple names. Let me see what I have for that. Yeah, manufacturers sometimes use several different types of sugar, listing each separately so that sugar doesn't appear at the top of the ingredient list, even if the total amount is high. So when you look at the label, sometimes they'll put the ingredients on there, but they'll have multiple names, and many of them can be sugar names that we already talked about. Would it be one of them ones that you never really heard of? But so that's important. Um, and be aware of healthy claims. And what I'm saying here is names like agave nectar or honey still count as added sugars in processed foods, even if they sound more natural. And that's interesting. It's interesting on the side of a company that's trying to sell a product. You want to put things that sound healthy, so people will be like, "Oh, this is good for me," when it's really not. So that's something to keep an eye out for. All right. Okay. What? Okay. Okay. Foods that turn into sugar in the body. Because believe it or not, when we eat certain foods, it the body do something else different with it. Um, and I want to say that all carbohydrate containing foods turn into glucose or sugar in the body. This includes foods like grains, bread, rice, pasta, starchy vegetables like potatoes and corn, fruits and sweets. The body it does some different things with these type of foods. The body breaks them down into glucose for energy, and different types of carbohydrates affect blood sugar differently. So you have dairy and others as well. Let me see, we have dairy, milk, and some yogurts contain a type of sugar called lactose. And once again, I forgot to mention that too, that when you see anything with OSE at the end, it says common indicators includes words ending in os, various forms of syrup, and natural sounding names that are still considered added sugars. So as we keep an eye out for this, pay attention to words that have OSE at the end. All right.
Yeah, I think the Keitra, that OSE thing is the way scientists or chemists use the reason why OSE came at the end of all of those fructoses, lactose, and galactose, all of those, is because they needed a way to make things sound consistent, so that they can label things consistently, to label it, clearly and consistently.
Okay. Okay.
And
Thanks
it's
for
just a
adding
way to
that.
fool. It's a way to fool people.
Yeah.
But I think only one of them in there is okay, and that's fructose.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see here. We got a list of rapidly foods that rapidly turn into sugar, as you can see here. Um, let's see. I'm just trying to see if I have any notes on these. Okay, sugary drinks like soda, fruit juices, sports drinks, and sweetened coffee or tea. Like I said, sweetened coffee or tea. So sometimes we like a little sugar in that, right? But
Mhm.
sometimes we don't. But like tea, and I used to put honey in my tea, so I know I used to use honey for that, but I don't do it anymore. Refined grains like white bread, white rice, white flour, pasta, and many breakfast cereals. If you notice, it was any white bread, white flour, white rice. Those things, they turn into sugar once in the body. So let's keep an eye on for that. And once again, I'm thinking as I'm saying this is that the body will let you know actually when it does something, it intakes something that it doesn't need. You might get a headache, you might get a muscle ache, a joint ache, or something. But just pay attention to the body because it'll let you know what's going on if we calm down and think about it, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. Okay. Okay, these are foods that turn into sugar more slowly. Once again, I'm going to say it again. For foods that turn into sugar, it's still turning into sugar, but it's slow. And those are whole grain, legumes. Let me read what those are exactly. Okay, whole grains, whole grain breads, brown rice, whole wheat pasta, and oatmeal. Those are your whole grains. Legumes, dried beans, lentils, and peas. Non-starchy vegetables are broccoli, carrots, green beans, and tomatoes. As I read this, I'm thinking, wow, those vegetables can turn into sugar. These are just vegetables, but it's slow. They on the slow thing. I mean slow area. So that's a good thing. That so if you're going to eat them, things are going to be moving slow with that as far as sugar goes. Whole fruits, berries, and oranges. Eating the whole fruit provides fiber not found in juice. That's something to keep in mind that you get more fiber when you eat the fruit itself, other than juicing and just getting the juice. Nuts and seeds. These provide protein and healthy fats that help to stabilize blood sugar. So once again, these items, it's a little slower turning to sugar. But sometimes we eat a lot of these things. I mean, I can see somebody eating a whole bunch of nuts or seeds thinking, oh, this is healthy. But you can eat a few of them, I guess, but don't make it a meal, because sometimes people do. All right, let me go to the next one. Let me read this. Choosing mostly whole, unprocessed carbohydrates and pairing them with adequate protein and fiber can help manage blood sugar levels effectively. For personalized advice on managing blood sugar, it is recommended to speak with your healthcare provider. Even to ask them, and hopefully they would know, because sometimes doctors don't get educated on these type of things, but they might. No, you never know. It's good to ask. When sugar is consumed, it is broken down into glucose and absorbed into the bloodstream. The body's response involves a delicate balance of hormones to manage these levels. Over time, consistently high blood sugar can damage blood vessels and lead to serious health complications, which we're going to talk about a little later. But just be mindful. This whole presentation is about being mindful of different things that can turn, that involves sugar. So, okay, let's see. Let's go to the next thing. Okay, general info on how blood is affected by sugar consumption. When I thought about this, I said, wow, our blood is affected by eating the sugar. Now, we went over a whole bunch of different ways sugar can come in the body just by us eating, and then by the body doing it within itself, you know. I'm going to talk about a little things about it. Short-term effects, insulin release. And what that means is as blood sugar levels rise, the pancreas releases the hormone insulin. Insulin acts like a key, allowing glucose to enter the body's cell to be used for immediate energy or stored for later use in the liver and muscles. So that's happening too, with the different areas where we consume sugar. You can get an energy boost, but then you get a crash. And some of you might be familiar with that crash. Sometimes you go high and low. You get excited, then let me talk about myself. And sometimes I can get really excited when I eat sugar, and then when it starts going down, I'm ready to go to sleep or something. I don't want to be bothered with anything, right? But simple sugars cause a rapid spike in blood glucose, leading to a quick burst of energy, often followed by a sugar crash or fatigue and irritability as the body overcorrects and blood sugar levels drop rapidly. So that happens when you have the energy boost and a crash. Then you get hydration. You can get hydration changes. High blood sugar levels force the kidneys to work harder to filter out the excess sugar, leading to increased urination. This can cause dehydration and excessive thirst. So when you find yourself in a situation where you have excessive thirst, then think about this situation. Have you eaten sugar or something where the body is trying to release a lot? Because the body's going to try to take care of itself, which is a wonderful thing. Okay, and long-term effects. Let's see, blood vessel damage. Now, this is going a little deeper, but if you keep doing something over and over and over, the body is like, okay. But the blood vessel damage. High glucose levels can damage and stiffen the walls of both the large and small blood vessels, which increases blood pressure and hinders blood flow. This can lead to heart disease and stroke, kidney damage, nerve damage or neuropathy, and vision loss. So those are things, we got, if we don't pay attention to our sugar intake or what we're eating, down the line, some things can start happening. And then you can have a weakened immune system. High blood glucose levels can slow down white blood cells, making the immune system less effective at fighting off infections and leading to slower healing of cuts and sores.
Sister Deitra, there's a hand up.
Oh yeah, hey Stacy, go ahead.
Hey, Hey, I was just thinking about when you were talking about the energy boost and the crash.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving was a prime time for this to be happening to a lot of people that because Thanksgiving is a time where people eat a lot of carbs. And when I tell you that I was eating some carbs on Thanksgiving, and when I got done eating it, I had a crash. I mean, so much so, I'd sit there and I would literally go to sleep. Now, usually I don't go to sleep after I eat. I notice when
Okay.
I'm eating healthy, I have energy and it doesn't make me tired and go to sleep. But when I was eating that stuff and I knew I shouldn't have been eating it, the macaroni and cheese, and then the
Yeah.
dressing, and then the sweet potatoes, and all of this stuff, the pasta salad. Oh my gosh. When I tell you, I had a crash that felt like I was on drugs.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I literally laid in my there and went to sleep and didn't even realize it till I woke up. And then when I woke up, not only did it crash me and make me go to sleep, but
Uh-huh.
it made me so tired. And on
Uh-huh.
top of that, it made me want to go back and get some more.
Right, right, right.
I'm like, this
Exactly.
is a drug for real. This is
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness. I just
Ex-
had to share that because my experience with that this past week is what had me in the gym on Monday
Okay.
and had me joining a challenge now because I want to detox my body from all the stuff I did
Yeah.
last week. And it was short term, but oh my gosh, I don't want it to lead into long term. So
Exactly.
I had to
Exactly.
stop the madness.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
thank you for sharing that. That was important. I think we can relate to that,
Yeah,
Even if we didn't do it this year, we've been there. We have been there. Because I remember somebody told me that just eating turkey will make you sleepy. I mean, it makes you sleepy. It's designed to do that, I guess.
it has tryptophan in it, and that's
There you
why it
go. Yeah, tryptophan. Right. Go ahead. You're right,
knocked
though.
you
You're
out.
right. Okay, wow. All right. So, yeah, so the blood can be affected by what we eat, all the sugar consumption. So, that's going to be important to remember. Anything else I want to say about this? You know, let me go to the next one. Okay, what can you do to find out where you stand? That's an important thing to know. Where do I stand with the sugar and whatnot? Okay, what is your blood telling you? You can schedule to get a blood test at the doctor's office. Possibly, they can give you a little something, you know, or you can get a dry blood analysis with me because that's what I do for, as my little sad thing in my business. But I do it right away and it doesn't take long. But I can look at 28 body conditions just by the prick of a finger because that's I can get that use that blood. Now I want to list the body conditions. So you just take a listen. Okay, one thing that we can find out is absorption. How are you absorbing food that you intake? I can actually find that out with the blood analysis. Acidity. How acidic are the things you're eating? How is it affecting your blood? Adrenal stress, antioxidant issues, chemical toxicity, colon stress, endocrine issues, foreign protein, head trauma, because it's interesting because my son he fell when he was a little boy. So when I took his blood, I did a blood analysis on him. I was looking to see if that would come up, and it did when he had a high head trauma. But it goes back years. It can because he's grown now, but he was about maybe 10 or 12 when that happened. But it goes back. It can pick up things from years ago. Um, heart stress, heavy metal toxicity, And that was key with me because I lived in an area of Michigan that it was deemed a very toxic area. Um, so I was under that for a while. Um, Hormonal stress, immune stress, inflammation, joint inflammation, kidney and bladder stress, liver stress, lung stress, lymphatic stress. And these issues are important to think about. Maybe not right away, but if we don't address them early down the line, the doctor will end up telling you about these things. But you can find out before then. Nutrient deficiency, parasitic activity, reproductive issues, skin issues, because that skin is important because it's an organ, one of our body's organs too, the skin. So we got to be careful what we put on it. All these lotions and stuff. It's not the greatest. It's not good at all. I mean, to be honest. Systemic stress, structural issues, thyroid stress, viral activity, and yeast. And if you were on the show, what about 2 weeks ago, I talked about yeast, albicans, candida, and all that. Those are important, you know. But I just want to share those with you. Let's see what's next. Okay, if you have any questions about what I shared thus far, you can email me. I normally would put my number, but I don't know. I don't want everyone calling me. But you can email me. I get an email. Or you can visit my website, goherbalarise.org. If you want me to express anything, you have questions that you don't want to ask per se on this call right now. But great. And that really concludes what I had to share. But if anyone have any questions, I'm open to answer anything you have.
Yeah,
Oh,
I have a question. Oh, go ahead. Evelyn raised her hand.
hey, Mama Evelyn.
Can you
All right.
bring us back together, Deitra?
Say it again. Oh,
Can you?
yes. Okay, let me stop the share.
Grand Rising. It's just that when it comes to the sugars, well, honey and maple syrup are the two that I use.
Yeah.
Not part, but I use. But honey, I just made a honey bomb. It's with the honey, it's with turmeric, ginger, cayenne pepper, black pepper, garlic. Is that it? And yeah, and ginger. And so so what do you do about that? I mean, because that's something you take for your immune system to like help with, just to raise your immune system so that when you do get a cold or if you get any other, winter fevery stuff, it's something that helps with that, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah, I've heard of that as well. What I would say as I grow into getting better with this sugar issue, and honey is a big thing that they add to a lot of health things for your health, drinks or whatever, teas or whatnot. What I would say is gradually see if you can, you can reduce the amount. Because that's what I've heard people do. They don't use a lot of honey, but can you drink what you need to drink without honey? But sometimes honey is more than a sweetener. It's really supposed to add to um the thing you're drinking, the benefits. But I would say make sure that is a benefit. If it's not just for sweeten, because sometimes they want you to add that to make it sweeter so you can take it better. But if you can do it without the honey, that would be great. That's what I would say.
Mm-hmm. Mama Evelyn?
Well, maybe not so much honey then, because, but I mean, that's what makes it.
Doable.
Well, yeah, because you're talking about, yeah. But I mean, I can take garlic and ginger on its own. It's not a
Yeah.
problem.
Oh, that's good.
Maybe I'll just cut back on it because the way she makes it, she does put a lot of honey in there. So when I make when I make
Right.
another batch, I will just put enough honey so that it blends well and I can take it. So
Okay. Okay. Good deal. Okay. Okay. Stacy.
Yeah, I used to use it. Well, I still use it because I just bought a three pounds of date syrup. That
Oh,
wasn't what
really?
was on your list.
Right.
However, the other day I looked it up because it says date syrup, and then I was looking at other syrups and stuff, and anything that is taken from its original source and made into something else allows for it to get into your bloodstream faster, which will spike your blood sugars and make your pancreas go to work a little bit faster than it needs to.
Yeah.
So we like date syrup. We like dates. So we're
Nice.
gonna use that till we're done with it. But date syrup is all it is. It's like dates and water. You can actually make your own. You can just put some dates in the blender with some water and make your own date syrup, and that may help things along. I mean, help you, wean off
Right.
or whatever. But I didn't know that the blood analysis that you do consisted of 28 different things, Deitra. That is powerful.
It
That
really
is so
is.
powerful. And I only wrote down six because I couldn't write them down fast enough. But
Okay.
anyway,
Okay.
wow. I'm really wowed by the fact that you could um, learn so much about what's going on in your body by doing a dry blood analysis.
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way. I mean, I know you were doing this, but I didn't know that you use dry blood. So can you explain that process of how
Okay.
you
Good.
do that?
I can do it. I can do, yep, the basics. Cause it's a long line of stuff that goes on, but
Mhm.
no, it's just a prick of the finger, and I take that blood, 8 drops of it blood on a slide, and I look it up on a microscope. I mean, I got it right here. I see Calvin. Calvin did it. He know what I'm
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. Yeah, but that's what I do. I actually look at the different um blots of blood that I drop, and in each of those bloods, it depends on even which one it is, how far back it'll go in determining what your blood is. I mean, how it is and what's there, or what was there even, you know.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, so that's pretty much what I do, but it is 28 different things. I do have knowledge to figure out which ones will come up in a
So
person
you do 8 drops on one slide
on
or
one
eight
slide.
slides with one drop each?
Oh,
Okay.
good question. One slide with 8 drops.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm
Yep.
gonna have to have you do that for me.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
will.
Yeah,
yeah.
I have a question along that line. Deitra, and Grand Rising to all who have joined us since we started. Um, so when you're saying the different drops of blood,
Uh-huh.
do you see, are each of them the same, or will there maybe be something different in each drop, or one or two drops?
It will be different in each drop. So, as it goes down, the further I go down, I start with the first one. I will get it's the freshest. The first drop is the freshest. But now if I get down to an eighth drop, it's gonna tell things that maybe going a little bit in history. So I will see pretty much the same thing I saw in the first one, but it will have other stuff in there
Mm-hmm.
too
Mm-hmm.
that's not in the first one.
So
Wow.
you drop it consistently, like one drop and then look, and then the other drop and then look from the same. drawing?
Well, I'm going to put those drops on the slide the first when the person is with me.
Mhm.
And over the week, I'm going to look at those on the microscope, but I'm going to, in that first day, is get those drops from
Okay,
that person.
that's so interesting.
It is.
Mm.
Lakeisha, unmute yourself, boo.
Yeah, that's really interesting because the first time I really was introduced to it, um, it was Sharonda who recommended Dr. Riola.
Okay.
Um, you all both are in the same space,
Yes,
and I
yes,
think
we
that would be
are.
a good collaboration.
Yes.
For both of you to grow and, just collaborate. You never know what can come out of that. But I was interested because I didn't know the consultation that Riola had gave me. One of them is just still interesting because I think she told me to stay away from something or
Uh-huh.
um, to use something more. I can't remember what it was, but then she said, "Have you ever failed before?" Like in my
Hmm.
head. So I'm still like, "Where's that come from?" I'm like, "No, I don't remember hitting my head or
Right. Right,
or
right.
falling." But I would like to know, like, can y'all see like injuries or different
Yeah.
things?
We can. It'll come up in the blood, and I'll be like, oh, yeah. But I did learn that it's if a person doesn't remember, it's a way for us to talk about what could be surfacing with that person. So it's a way to do that too.
I think it was my liver. I think she told me I needed to work on my the liver.
Okay.
Is that right, Dr. Riola? I don't know. Do you recall? You probably see so many people.
Oh, you're on mute. We can't hear you.
Unmute yourself.
Don't let the mute button win.
Right.
She's looking for it.
I found it. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I
Yes.
hear you.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember, but like I have the records, so I do keep the records. And if you have any questions, you can call me and ask me off the show.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
I'm so proud of Deitra.
And
Um,
Thank
so
you.
am I. Thank you, Deep.
yeah.
You brought out a lot of interesting things that I never brought out. I know that you can do that, but I just never talked about them like
Okay,
you
right,
did.
right, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Yeah, you can even determine whether you have cancer or it tells you a lot about what's going on in your body.
That's
Because that's the blood. Everything shows up in your blood.
it does.
So you can
It
find out
does.
just about whatever's going on with the heart, the liver, the lung, the kidneys, or whatever.
Right.
So why do
Exactly.
y'all think that the medical field really doesn't like to do that? Like you have to go to someone like you, Deitra, really, to find out that because they don't
Mhm.
look for that, and they know they can, but they just don't. Do y'all? Why do you think that?
Well, me, the reason why I think that is because when they do a blood test, they draw tubes and tubes and tubes. We
They
don't
do a
need nothing
lot
but
of
a few
blood.
drops to determine what's going on.
Right.
I think that they want to get all your blood because they take that blood and they use it for other stuff.
For other stuff. Yep, that's right.
And
Truly.
it's more of a scientific thing than anything. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yep.
people looking under a microscope is considered science or chemistry or stuff like that. They're not getting ready to go that deep into the
Mm-hmm.
chemistry by
No.
looking under a microscope. But that's what they did way back in the day, if I remember well. That's how they used to diagnose people back in the day before they came with all these machines and stuff. They
Mm-hmm.
would look under the microscope and see what's going on with you. But now they're not going to do that because they got all of these machines to say that is. And then, like, if you get a comprehensive metabolic panel, it's going to break down everything according to every organ in your body. And if those numbers are off, then they can say, hey, you got kidney function because your glomerular filtration rate is done. Your creatinine
Number.
is high, all of those numbers are high. So they use those as an indication. And then usually, like Deitra was saying earlier, there's the short-term effects and the long-term effects. So by the time that they diagnose you with something going on with you in your blood, it's been in your body for a long time.
Right.
Yep. Whereas you can detect it earlier with the blood cell analysis.
That's right.
Right.
So I'm wondering about when we talk about the honey and the, that you need a little sweetness in there.
Yeah.
Or it's going to help in the healing, especially when you're dealing with the colds and stuff like that. Usually, drink some honey, take some honey and all that. So if that is part of the solution, I'm wondering if you you need that particular sugar, or can you drink a lot of water to kind of reduce the
Dilute it.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, babe. Can you do that? You think? Like I had if I have a cold during that particular time, but you're not going to always do that. And then in if you have a cold, in the process of that, you should be cleansing yourself out. So if you're putting the honey in, it does what it does and snatch the sugar stuff out. I don't know. But how do you balance? There's got to be a way to balance that, or do a time limit of when you're going to allow that to use the honey.
You know what? I'm gonna say this because just as you said what you said, I thought about my first screen that I showed today. Just say no. If you say no to all this honey and stuff, you
Just
won't even have
thinking.
a cold to worry about. I haven't had
Oh,
some. You won't have it.
oh,
It's gone.
oh.
Yeah.
That's a mic
Mic
drop.
drop. Right.
Yeah, that is so
Can I
true.
can I say something?
Yes.
I believe I'm looking at her face. I believe the Zoom user knows the answer to Lakeisha's question
Mm.
because of who she is.
I think I know her. Dr. Kafera?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you coming on right now, boo? She's trying to find that button.
That elusive button.
I think Dr. Riola had her hand up.
Okay. Dr. Riola.
And then I was just going to say, there are other alternatives. Honey has a lot of medicinal purposes, but it has a lot of side effects to it
Okay.
for different people, like diabetics, and it'll spike your sugar and different things like that. But you could use like a herb that we have different herbs that you can use also for colds and different things, as well as the sugars. You can avoid the sugars and use that.
Hey, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. 'Cause
Dr.
Evelyn is hand
I
is
was gonna say it's good I came on the show today. There is this where did I get this from? I come across this stuff. It's this beet lemonade for liver health. Okay, and of course it has raw honey in there. So I can do it without the honey.
Yeah, I think that's a sweetener for what you just shared.
Okay, yeah, because it's ginger, beet, and lemons and spring water. And I want to know who has a good spring water? How do you?
You know what? I get my water from this gentleman, Clyde Kemp. But Lakeisha, you met him. But he gets water straight from the
from the well.
Is that the guy that was at the conference?
Exactly. Him.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
I just got some water yesterday.
Does he deliver it, or is there a central location where you can pick it up?
He will deliver it, but I pick mine up because I get a massive amount. So I don't get it every week because I have so much. It lasts me for about maybe a few months.
Okay.
Yeah, so but he will deliver. I know he delivers to Mama Razia.
Yeah, I get it from her. Yeah.
Yeah, she
Oh,
can
okay.
get gallons over there. Yeah.
We have a question in the chat from Lakeisha. Are you all saying, she included all of us, all said this. Saying, oh, are you all saying that raw honey is not good for you if it's raw?
No, it's better if it's raw, but
Raw.
it's not good for
Exactly,
some
right.
people,
It
whether it's raw
sounds
or
good.
not. Uh-huh.
So
Raw and
the
okay.
sugar effect still would be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Dr. Kafira?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
dear.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm gonna get my blood analysis. I had a teleconference and I said that Cain, who was the original killer? It's like, okay, Cain, sugar
Right.
cane, cocaine, Novocaine, walking with a cane.
Right. Right.
But I also tapped into the reason why people are really gravitating toward sweetness, because when there's no sweetness in life, then there's the artificial sugar, okay? The artificial sweetness. But I will be in touch with you, darling, for my blood analysis
Okay,
also.
great. You know
Yes,
I'm here. I'm
wonderful.
here.
Yes, yes, yes. And I do have a reputable source as far as water. It's called Gotta Have Water. Um, well, his name is Adrian, and he delivers water. I get the 5 gallons, so that's what I, cook with and drink and that type of thing.
All right.
And he and his wife have 6 daycare, Joyful Tots, and they're all vegan, vegetarian, and that type of thing. And I do, meditations and different things like that with the children. But the water is excellent.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Hmm.
Wait.
Mhm.
I know I was late.
Oh,
Apologies.
no
But I
problem.
want to go back to the original question that
Mhm.
Lakeisha asked, which I
Okay.
know that Dr. Kafira knows, as to why the medical profession does not do that.
Okay, why
Blood
the medical?
analysis.
Okay, the blood analysis.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me just say this, because people have asked me that, well, why is it that the doctors don't do this, that, or the other?
Mm-hmm.
And if you know me, you know me.
Mhm.
Said, why would a drug dealer refer you to rehab?
Right.
That
Ah,
that's as simple as
mic
I can
drop.
Right. Exactly.
put. Yeah, Pookie and Ray Ray and them.
Mhm.
Yeah, advancements in technology is the key there. We got machines that'll run your blood in 5 minutes. We got one that'll do it in 20 minutes. We can tell what's going on with you when you come in the emergency room in less than an hour. They're not going under no microscope and looking under a microscope and dissecting all of that little stuff because technology has advanced too much.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
one of the things when I'm asked talking to my doctor and stuff, and that even when I asked about my blood, what's my blood type? Can you test it?
They don't know.
No, it costs. It costs, and your
Right.
insurance will not cover that because it's not necessary unless you're about to die.
Right.
So a lot of that is just, there's a price tag on every single thing that they do,
Right.
including your toilet paper. Okay, so like Deitra, who are doing the blood analysis, you're there and you're all into it. They say, and you can even they see something and they can't test it because it's not on the list of being approved because
Right.
you have to pay for that. One little thing. All and you're there, right? You're right there. You and Riola, and you're all the blood is right there. So it's not that they have to,
Right.
go somewhere and pull something else. It's right there. But
Right.
that moment is going to cost you $7,000 for them to look at that particular one.
Right.
It's crazy. Okay, Riola, do you think that, oh, let me go over there to the chat.
Stevia.
Riola, put something in there. What do you think about me as a natural I can't forget.
Stevia
Yeah,
as a natural sweetener.
yeah, I kept looking, waiting to see that name.
I didn't hear anybody say anything about it. That's why I
Yeah.
mentioned
Go ahead, Deitra.
Well, I'm gonna speak from a personal experience with stevia. Um, Once again, this is me. It might not do it for you, but for me, I do get a headache with stevia. So, and what else? No, sucralose is the aftertaste one that I don't. If I see that, I don't take it at all. But stevia, I get a slight headache. So I
About the
don't.
monk fruit.
Say it again.
Monk fruit.
Monk fruit.
Monk fruit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be one of the same ones with regards to the fruit. Is pulling whatever out of that fruit, the water to make it, it's being manipulated.
The process.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
There you
so
go.
if it's processed, then you should stay away from it. And I
Exactly.
notice, like, I drink tea all the time. And like I said, I put it in bottles so I can drink it. But I noticed over time that I don't put sugar or honey or no sweetener in my tea whatsoever. And your palate will get adjusted to drinking stuff without sugar, so much so that when you start or add it back into things like tea and stuff like that, your body is going to notice it right away. Like Deitra was saying, pay attention to your body and the signals. And a lot of times people don't pay attention to their signals because they're used to feeling tired. They're used to that ache in their shoulder or their knee or their back hurting like that. But if you change your diet, like Deitra was saying, and you do these certain things and you do it for long term, if you test it out and you go to take some of the stuff that you haven't taken in 6 months or so, you will notice it. You will feel it right away because you're used to feeling good when you're eating good. But the moment you start doing something like Thanksgiving,
so true.
it'll tell all over you again. So like now, like I said, I got a detox now because Thanksgiving took me through the ringer, beat the crap out of me.
Right.
And that's not good. So yeah, abstaining from it. And then if you test it and go back to it and realize what it's doing in your body, whether it give you an ache, a headache, nausea, whatever it does, you will know that that's what it was that did it. But sometimes we just don't know that because we've been in it too long and too deep, and we just used to feeling like we're feeling.
Right.
I agree. I agree with that because I don't drink coffee now, but I used to drink coffee and it was mostly cream and sugar.
Right.
More or less than coffee. And so
Okay.
I stopped putting cream or sugar in it and I drank it without it. And then after that, I couldn't stand it with cream or sugar in it.
Right.
So yeah, you can adjust to not having any sugar.
That's true.
Yeah.
You can adjust to it.
Gotta train that palate.
Yep, absolutely. I agree with you, Tracy.
So as Deitra says, just say
No.
Say no to drugs.
Right.
Yeah.
Sugar is a drug. Oh,
the advertisement say no to drugs with sugar.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I thank each of you for attending and being here and listening. Your presence is a blessing. But you know what? We are on the 10 o'clock hour, I think.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yeah. Even though I love talking about this, but I know we all got to go and do other things, but just keep your eyes open. Just keep
I
looking.
do. I read all my labels.
Right.
Yeah, what you got to do, read the labels.
You got
Yes.
And then you have to look up the words. You don't know what they are.
Right.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, let's
And
give
then
you,
they tell you stuff on the can. They just talking about Campbell soup.
Oh my God.
Campbell soup and the stuff that they that's beneath the labels. They tell you we have artificial stuff in here, and they're killing us.
They tried to anyway.
That really is. It's like they have weapons of mass destruction and using food for that purpose. When we realize the importance of everything that we do,
right,
our body, our mind, everything about us is important. The toxic thinking, the toxic living, we have to change because our body can regenerate, but we have to give it a chance.
Give it a chance. That's right.
Yes.
We have to change our evil ways.
I think I saw that on TV about that Campbell soup.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
but that was something
the meat in the Campbell soup was bioengineered.
That's right. That's right. But we don't know that now. And how long has this been going on?
Exactly.
And they're using fake whatever they put in there is fake. All of it, most of it is fake. Hydrate.
They just put a lot of salt in it so you'll like it.
Yeah, y'all should look at that video on YouTube called "They're Trying to Kill Us."
My girlfriend used to work for Campbell Soup, and she'd be like, "Girl, I don't buy that."
She saw what they put in it, right?
She said, "I don't buy that."
Yeah.
One of the executives, they secretly taped him, and he said he wouldn't eat it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I saw that on TV just the other day.
But they all say progressive too, soup as well.
Exactly.
We hit across the board. Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta make your own soup.
Yeah,
that's right.
You shouldn't be eating canned goods anyway.
That's right.
Everything should be fresh. You really should not be eating anything out the can.
But what is fresh?
Oh, I have to package. I had to package either.
But what is
get it from the freezer or fresh?
Yeah, I just bought some canned beans today, Keith. I just did it today. Okay, this morning.
That's what I
and I do know that the difference is that the beans are dead. They're not alive. They're dead.
Well, unless we grow it ourselves, it's never fresh. Because by the time we get to it, it's been you have to, to get to us, they have to make sure it preserve it so that it won't spoil and ruin. So unless we get it from the source, it's going to be a problem.
Lord bless this food.
About to receive nourishment of our body.
Right, exactly.
Take all the impurities out.
See, God be saying, why did you even cook it? Why did you? Said it ain't about me. God said, you make a decision every moment. And so
every moment. That's true.
And I'm here to pull you out of it and walk you through it.
You have a choice.
All right, let's get out of here.
Okay, well, let's give ourselves a hug because we got to love ourselves.
That's right.
Important.
Yeah. Sweet enough.
And let's love the universe, the world. Ooh, give our love and sprinkle something down in your home and wherever you are. Okay.
All right.
You all have a wonderful day. Enjoy the sunshine that's peeking out if you have any.
Yes.
Thank
you.
Yeah.
Be careful out there.
Yes.
I'll see you in the AM. We'll see you. Bring your money.
All right. Thank you. Love you.
Thank you. God bless.